Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Soft and Tender podcast. My name is Sandra, and I am your host. Hi, guys. Welcome to the second episode of season 2. It's been a long time coming, and it's finally here. So, guys, so much has happened. First and foremost, happy new month. I hope that July and the rest of the year, the second half of the year, is everything and more for you and yours. So today, guys, the first thing I want to talk to you about is about my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. When I first started this podcast, I think maybe after my first episode or after my second episode, somebody reached out and said that I shouldn't talk about God if I wasn't going to have a Christian podcast, yada yada yada. So I stopped. So now let me tell you, if you've ever heard me speak about my faith in any of my podcast episodes, that was me trying not to. But now I'm not going to try not to. I'm going to start every episode preaching to you guys. That's what I'm going to call it. That's what it is. Because honestly, there's no other reason why we're put on this earth. We're not put on this earth to make money. We're put on this earth to serve God and to spread the gospel. And so I'm going to do that to the best of my ability on every platform that God has given me. Because at the end of the day, it's Him who has given me this platform, and if I cannot use it to tell you guys about Him, then what exactly am I doing? Like, every other thing I say is useless, because without Jesus, any advice or opinion that anybody has for you is rubbish, man. It's rubbish bullshit. So my message for you guys today is that do not be ashamed to spread the gospel. Like, when you see people that are antichrist, when you see people that worship the devil, they don't hide. They're like out there broad daylight, wearing shirts with inscriptions about how Satan is their king and all of that. So why should Christians be ashamed? Why should we hold back? Like, as long as you're doing it in a respectful manner and you're doing it on your own platform, what's it called, interrupting somebody else or stealing somebody else's platform to do so, because at the end of the day, we're also Christians and we need to emulate Christ. So you cannot say just because you want to spread the gospel, you're going to be disrespectful about it, you're going to be mean about it, you're going to be, I don't know, you get what I mean. So as much as you need to spread the gospel, you must also do it in a Christ-like way. So do not forget that you should talk about God at every opportunity and every chance that you get in a peaceful way. And do not forget that when we sin, right, you guys, this is one mistake I used to make. Like, anytime I sinned or I felt, I haven't prayed in a long time, then I would just not pray again, because I'm like I'm supposed to pray every time, and I haven't prayed in 1 week, so there's really no need, because God is probably angry. But the reason is He's there for us is because He knows we're going to sin, and He died on the cross because He knows we're going to sin. So what's now the point of when you keep running away? There's really no point. Just go back. The earlier you go back, the better for you. But this also does not excuse the fact that you intentionally sin and then you're like, God is going to forgive me. Don't take Him for granted. He's going to forgive you, but honestly, you're going to get punished one way or the other. So respect yourself, respect God, and respect other people in your bid or mission to spread the gospel. And do not run away from God when you think you have sinned. Run to Him instead. The further you run away, the more sin you get into, and then it gets harder for you to want to come back. So I don't take God for granted. So guys, that's the message I have for you today. So last week, let's move on to today's business. Last episode we spoke about boundaries, you guys. And while I was talking, I started talking about cheating, right? And I said that was going to be a whole episode on its own, because like I just could not delve into it, because it was going to make that episode extremely long, and I did not want that. So today we're going to talk about cheating. Now, in the last month or so, there has been news about a superstar cheating and getting a couple other women pregnant while being married, and all that drama. And a lot of people had so many things to say, so many opinions, so many advices. Like, it was crazy. I mean, just go on Twitter and you get the gist. And then, it was a lot. So, but I know a lot of people are like, even have a friend that says men are scum, women are trash, because he believes that not only men are, I mean, he's a man, but he believes that not only men do wrong in relationships, and not only men cheat, and not only men are unfaithful and all of that, which I 100% agree with. So he says, oh, like if you tell him that men are scum, he'll be like, well, women are trashed as well. So in relation to boundaries, I would like to ask you guys a question, which is that if you found out that your friend's partner was cheating, whether your friend's boyfriend or your friend's husband, and if your friend is a guy, your friend's wife or your friend's girlfriend is cheating, would you tell your friend? Like, because you don't want to end relationships, you're careful, you don't know, like you don't even know. Like, my own is like, oh, what do you know? Like, how are you, like, it's so confusing, you guys, because it's like if you don't tell your friend and then your friend finds out and you're like, oh yeah, I knew, it's like, oh, you were aiding and abetting his or her partner to cheat, and like you liked the fact that they were oblivious of the facts that their partner was cheating. At the same time, if you tell them, it's like, okay, is your friend going to think you're trying to destroy their relationship, especially if their partner is going to come and like, say, oh, your friend is lying, I've told you to stay away from that friend, all that, and then at the end of the day you're the bad guy and all of that stuff. So I feel like if you would want to, if you know your friend, I don't know, the thing is sometimes you really don't know how your friend will react in certain situations, no matter how much you know your friend. And then sometimes the reason why you don't even tell your friend that you caught their partner cheating is because you do not want to hurt your friend. So like, where's the balance? Like, how exactly do we go about it? Like, if I knew, I would tell you, but I honestly do not know. Like, there was this story I read on Twitter. This guy, his name is Southside G.A. Clay. He said, and I quote, I learned never to speak on a woman's infidelity when I was in the club one night, and in the section next to mine, I saw a woman pretty much draped over the guy there, rubbing on him, standing on the couch, etc. It was my homie's wife. She never sees me. I guess she was too engulfed in her good time, but I'm able to snap a picture once the lights hit her. Sent it to my homie like, oh, did you know about this? Next morning, I see all kinds of rest in peace posts from people we went to high school with. He killed her and he's doing life in jail. What people got going on is their business. When they find out is when they find out. I dealt with guilt for a while. Like, was it because I said something? Did he feel embarrassed because I saw it? I don't know. No, none of us knew he had that side in him. And then he goes on to say, I've personally seen people crash out over women, over the perceived possession of them. This involves men, lesbian couples, etc. This is where I learned not to do anything to disturb that, because something crazy happened. I'm not friends with him anymore because he's doing life in jail. I can't talk to him. I'm human enough to miss my friend. Last time I talked to him, he told me he loved me and he's sorry. That was it. No other thing was said. Her family never blamed me. Nobody tried to slide on me, etc. I feel bad for her. She didn't deserve what came. I never saw that side of him. None of us in our friend group did. You all have babies by people and swear you didn't know what they were like, but I'm supposed to know he's capable of what he did. So I guess people started attacking him and saying that he should have known that his friend was capable of murder and not have told his friend that he caught his wife cheating, because at the end of the day, the friend ended up killing his cheating partner. Like, you guys, that's such a crazy story. Like, so now at this point, like, that's why I said, like, you really do not know people enough. Like, you can't know somebody from A to Z. Like, the heart of man is desperately wicked. Who can tell? Like, it's literally in the Bible. Like, only God can really tell the extent man would go when they're hurt, when they feel they've been cheated, when they just have wickedness in their hearts. Like, it's like the story of when you hear of men. Like, one time it was rampant in South Africa, and then it's also quite rampant in India. When men are rejected by girls, they end up killing them, and like this what's the English, you guys? Like, removing their body parts, dismembering them. I think that's it. Yeah. And like, you're like, well, nobody thought, like, for me to have even been in a talking stage in quotes with such a person, or to have dated such a person, you would not think that such a person was capable of such. And then, like, this is a married couple, and the man finds out his wife is cheating, and for whatever reason, he goes ahead to kill her. Like, some people could say, oh, the devil entered him, but then, you guys, like, that's so serious. Like, I know infidelity is the worst kind of emotional pain you can put your partner through. Like, it's one of the worst. It may not be the worst, but it's like ranked way up there. And it's so crazy that somebody will go as far as killing their partner because they were cheated on. So now this kind of person, if he sees anybody's partner cheating on them, he's not going to say a word. He's not going to tell, because now he's had the worst experience. And I know there are so many people out there that just because of this story, they would never tell their friends or their family or their relatives if they found out that they were being cheated on, because of this experience that this Twitter user has narrated. And like, it's you guys, it's like like, you really never know what to do in situations like that. Honestly, I would feel like the best thing is that I'd never catch any of my people being cheated on, because like, I would not know what to do. Now, the other side of the question is, would you want your friend or family, whoever, to let you know when you're being cheated on, if you're being cheated on? Like, I don't know. Like, if they tell me, like, sometimes ignorance is bliss. Sometimes, like, ignorance really makes no sense for you to be ignorant of certain things. Like, I don't know. I really, really do not know. Like, would I want to be told? Would I not want to be told? It's a really, really tight situation, because, if somebody doesn't know they're being cheated on, they can just continue living their fairy tale life and keep enjoying their life. On the other hand, when they're told, they get paranoid. It's really difficult to forgive and forget. They may forgive because, they have so much love for that person, but they may never be able to trust that person fully ever again. And when that happens, it's like the relationship has just gone and a lot of things are going to be changed, ruined. It's just not going to be the same. And like, the partner that has been cheated on may even feel like they need to take revenge or take vengeance to be able to move on from that situation. And two wrongs don't make it right, but a lot of people really do not realize that. But then when somebody is hurting so bad and you feel like the only way for them to feel better and to be able to move on is if they get even, then what exactly do you do? It's a really dicey situation. I think the best thing is for nobody to cheat. Like, once you decide you want to be in a relationship with somebody, just remain faithful. and concentrate on that one person, male or female. And honestly, your life will be good. All this cheating, going back and forth, like, it's really not worth it. And then now let's talk about the men that cheat. Okay, so I was watching this video that was posted on the Shade Room. It was of light skin Keisha and her man Kuka Van Gogh. And in the clip, I believe they were recording a podcast, right? Because they had mics and stuff. And I don't remember how the conversation started, but the point I want to bring out is she the woman, that which is light skin Keisha, starts talking about being cheated on, and like if she's cheated. Okay, I think her man asked her that is she going to like stay in the relationship if she's cheated on, and she was like she's not staying. That why would she be cheated on? And all of that. And the man is like, oh, if he cheats on her, she's not going to leave. That he has spent so much on her already, and so he's not going to leave her. I mean, and so she's not going to leave him. And she's like, she does not care. Did you spend the money because, like, you don't want me to cheat on you? Like, it's a relationship. Of course, you're going to spend. So if you think that because of the money you spend, I am not going to leave you if you cheat on me, then you're very, very wrong. And he like looks in a way, and then the comment is filled with people saying like that look he gave and the way he's talking, he's definitely cheated before, but it never crossed his mind that she would leave if she found out. And now that he realizes, he's trying to find a way for it to never come to light, which was really hilarious to read. But imagine him being so confident that if he cheated, she was not going to leave. Like, where did that confidence come from? He claims because he spent money. And she's like, well, to hell with your money. Like, I have my money too. So if he cheats, I'm going to leave fine without you. That brings me to talk about when people are in talking stages. When girls are in talking stages and they start asking guys for money. Like, they start billing. Like, it's so crazy. I was reading something earlier today before I started recording, and it was of a guy talking. He like posted the screenshots on Twitter and all of that, and he was saying that he asked a girl. I mean, the girl had just been talking for about a week, right? And then the girl from day one had been saying she was hungry and that he should order food for her. And he was doing so until that particular day. I think he said she should come over or something. And then the girl said, oh, they just met. She can't go to a stranger's house. So the guy is like, so shortly after she says she's hungry and says that he should pay for her food or send her food or something. And then the guy is like, well, we only just met. Don't you think you shouldn't be asking someone you just met or someone you barely know for food? And she's like, oh, if you're so cheap, just say it. If you know you can't afford it. Keep in mind that if, like, the story says they had been talking for about a week. So now, out of 7 days that you guys have been talking, he's bought food for you 6 days. And suddenly, the 7th day, he's asking if, it isn't too soon for you to be asking him. And then he's telling you, and then you're telling him that he's cheap and he doesn't have money. Girl, how embarrassing, man. So the guy responds to her and says that, well, she went low. He responds to her and says that that how hungry exactly is she, that she's been asking food every day since day one, and like she wants nothing, she wants to give nothing in return. And then the girl is like, oh, so you're going low, yada, yada, yada. And he's like, you went low first because you called me cheap and broke. And now I'm calling you hungry. So, it goes like 2 get 4, like Yorubas would say. Like, it's equal. Now we're on the same spot, 1-1. And then the girl is like, okay, no wahala. And then the guy tells her, like, you know what? Order your food and send the vendor's account details, and I'll pay for your food. And then the girl is like, just forget about it, blah, 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 blah. I don't know, I think the guy said he ended up blocking her or something. But like, when I saw it today, I was like, I need to talk about this. Like, you guys, going to be a full episode, but I just could not help but tell that story that I read, because it's just so crazy. Like, why do girls do that? Like, girl. Anyway, I've forgotten what led me to talking about that, but I think I was talking about light skin Keisha and her man, thinking that, oh, because he's spent on her and he gives her money, she's not going to leave when or if he cheats on her. So after all the comments saying that, he's definitely cheated before and all of that, he makes a video saying that he's never cheated on her, and he was just asking, that was just for content, and like they recorded months ago, and the full video was out months ago, and like people are just, scrambling their heads and being worried over nothing, and that people should stay out of the relationship, that he cannot cheat on her. You guys, guess why? He can't cheat on her because she's going to beat him. Like, that just took me to another world of like domestic violence. Like, whoa. He's like, oh, Keisha is big, she's bigger than me. If I cheat on her, she's going to like. Now, I don't know if I want to believe he was saying in a joking way, like, oh, she can fight, and so he's not going to do anything that's going to make her fight him. Or I don't know if he meant it in a way that, oh, my woman is like violent, and if I do anything to hurt her, she makes sure I get disciplined, and like I suffer from domestic violence and all of that. Like, it's really two things. And a lot of the comments were like, so the only reason you wouldn't cheat on her is because you're scared of getting beat, which means like this girl is not innocent, she's domestically violent. And like the second part is, okay, so if you knew she couldn't fight, or she couldn't beat you up or whatever, or if she was tiny, then you would cheat because you have no respect for her. So the only reason you're not cheating is because you're living in fear of the repercussions of the possible repercussions of what could be your actions. Like, that's crazy, you guys. That's like what is happening in relationships these days, from cheating to domestic violence. Also reminds me of when JT from City Girls and her boyfriend Lil Uzi were at, I think it was the BET Awards. I think so. They were at an award show, and next thing we see, JT is like angry. I think she even threw something at Lil Uzi. She's walking out and everything, and then reports come back later and say that, oh, she was mad at him because he was talking to Ice Spice. Ice Spice is another rapper, and that he was sat next to her, all of that. And I'm like, okay, so after that, then we see them dancing together. I don't know if it's the day after, a couple days after. I don't know the timeline, but I know it was definitely after the award show. And the way he was dancing, he looked subdued. He looked like, he didn't want to do anything to provoke her, all of that kind of stuff. And people were like, first and foremost, after seeing the award show clip and then seeing this, it really looks like this babe raises a hand on him. And I'm wondering why, like, at this point, can you guys see that a lot of things that happen in relationship is not just men that cheat, it's not just men that beat women. Like, the other day also, I was watching a clip on Instagram, and it was of there's this like court show, a Nigerian court show. I don't know the channel. I don't know their channel on YouTube. I know that it shows on YouTube as well. But I saw a clip, and the man was really complaining of how his wife beats him, and his wife will bring other men to their matrimonial home, matrimonial bed, all of that. And the woman was like, well, her mother used to beat her father as well, like it's a normal thing. And like, to me, I was just like, it was running me crazy, because the most common stories we hear are that of men beating women, and then we don't really hear of men doing this, women doing the same thing, which brings me to the fact that women also cheat. Like, you guys, we can't let that conversation die. We can't say, oh, it's only men that cheat, it's only men that are unfaithful. Like, the story I read to you from Twitter, it was the woman that was cheating, not the man. And when you hear things like this, you're like, wow, like, women say so much shit only to go back and do the same exact thing they are criticizing and condemning others for doing. Like, why are you talking with two sides of your mouth? You're saying, oh, cheating is wrong, men has come, and then you're going to do the exact same thing. Now, it's worse for women in the sense that they come back with children and claim it's their partner or husbands or boyfriends that fathered the child, and then you later hear in the future that there was actually a paternity fraud. Now, if you watch Paternity Court on YouTube, that's the name of the channel, you see all these different stories, and then you're like, women, like, there was this particular one, and I'm sure this happened in more than one episode, like, different people, where these women insisted. There was this particular woman, you guys, she was pregnant and she already had 2 children, so she was pregnant with her 3rd child, and then she had an on and off boyfriend. They'd been dating, I think, since high school or something, and this guy was not sure if the 2nd child was his and the child she was pregnant with. Now, technology is so advanced, you can take DNA test of an unborn child now. So the man wanted the results. He wanted to know if the last 2 children, that's the unborn child and the 2nd child, were his. And then they decided to throw in the 1st child to even know if that was also his child, because that was going to determine whether he was going to stay with the woman or not. Now, the reason they were on and off in the first instance was because of the woman's behavior, and I think she used to cheat, so that's why he would leave her, and then they would get back together, she would get pregnant, all of that. And this woman swore, you guys, she swore on her life. Like, she swore and promised that she had not slept with any other person at the time of conception, and that the children were the man's. Bro, you guys, all 3 children were not his. Like, that's so crazy to me. Like, and then after swearing and insisting that she had slept with nobody for like months, like the last time by the time she slept with somebody, she was already pregnant, all of that. The judge then asked her, so now, like, she even felt dramatically, like, clearly she was pregnant, almost due, maybe about 8 months, 7 months, I don't know. And so they had to help her up and everything. And then the judge asked her if she knew who the father of the children were, and she said yes. I'm like, bro, they literally asked you if there was a possibility, even a 1%, even a 0.1% chance that the children were not for the man, and you said there was 0 chance in hell they belonged to somebody else, that they were his children, only for the results to come out, your faints. Like, I did not even pity her. Like, bro, faints. Like, what am I going to do? And like, different women, you see them swear heaven and earth, call on God's name, swear on their children's name, on their mother's lives, saying that is that particular man, or is this particular man that fathered their children or fathered their child. And at the end of the day, like, there was even this one, this woman's child was grown, and she had blamed the man and everything, only for them to come to court. She still insisted that it was that man that fathered her child. And then they find out that he was not the one. And then the judge asks her, so do you know the father? She's like, oh yeah, she knows him, that she still has his number and they still talk. And the judge is like, but I asked you before we got here, that was there a possibility you may have slept with somebody else around that time? And you swore on everything you had that it was not possible. Like, why do women do this? Like, why? Like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy to me. And like, that's why I said that for women, cheating is worse, because not only do you cheat, you now lie that the child belongs to them. Like, fine, you cheat, but then at least admit that they don't own the child, and let them decide if they still want to stay with you and raise the baby with you or leave you. Like, You're the baby carrier. You should have known better when you were cheating that there was a possibility you could get pregnant for whoever you were cheating with. So like women, just like we need to step up our game and learn to keep our legs closed. And like the honest truth is that a man would not be able to cheat on his partner if and that woman was not opening legs for him, because like women are the key. But then at the same time, like I know that's what a lot of women want to say, that that's what a lot of men want to say, that if women were not opening their legs for them, they would be more faithful, or they would what's it called? They would not cheat as much as they do, or they will not have such a high body count, yada yada yada, yidi yidi yidi. But honestly, you guys are not reading your Bible, because the Bible literally warns in Proverbs, right? I think Proverbs 6, that you should beware of the harlots. Like, do not lust after her beauty, and do not let her allure you with her eyelids. Like, the Bible has literally warned you that, see, women are dangerous. They will reel you in, but don't be deceived. All they want is your destruction. Like, honestly, that's what it's really saying. So why would you now decide that you would want to cheat and then be ruined? Because that's what a lot does. Like, my women, I'm sorry if you feel offended, but that's just plain truth. I'm not the one that read the Bible. So like, you can like to talk to God and argue it out and say, oh, you're not the one reeling the men in, or you're not the one opening your leg, blah 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 blah. Like, it literally says in Proverbs 6, I think verse 32, that whoever commits adultery with a woman lacks understanding, and he who does so destroys his own soul. Did you guys hear? A man that commits adultery destroys his own soul. So not only are you probably ruining your marriage or your life with your partner, you're also destroying yourself and ruining yourself. So in that case, why would you not say, oh, it's because the woman opened leg for you and that's why you're committing adultery? Don't you have any form of self-discipline? Don't you respect your body? Your body is the temple of the Lord. Why are you taking it and entering different other temples that you don't know what's inside those temples? If it's a temple or a club, you don't know. You're just going around saying women hold the key and women have opened the door for you, so you must enter. Is it every door that opens you enter? Even in life, it's not every door that opens that you enter, because you know that not every door has a good thing on the other side. So why is it that when it comes to women, you don't apply that same concept? Like, make it make sense, my dear men. Make it make sense. I'm not done with you guys. And for jealousy is a husband's fury, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will accept no recompense, nor will he be appeased though you give many gifts. So when you guys sleep with another man's wife, so now for instance, all those all those guys that have sugar mommies, you're sleeping with another man's wife. If your sugar mom is married, if the man finds out now and carries what's it called, amotekun, or police, or I don't know, or sets you up, like, he's going to be so angry. See the story I read earlier. The man find out his wife cheated and then he goes to kill her. Like, I'm sure that if he found out who his wife was cheating with, he would have probably killed that man too. That's how men are. So like, women, don't cheat on these men. Like, this also speaks to women, because at the end of the day, when your man reacts, you're not going to like it. It's going to be like, is it more than cheating? Is it not the same thing you did? If it's like you're paying them back in their own coin, and then you see that the repercussions of your particular action is so insane, and like, there's probably murder at the end of the day, or manslaughter, or something along those lines. So like, please, like, you guys, male, female, woman, man, let's try and stay away from cheating. It's really wrong. Can't just read the book of Proverbs 5, Proverbs 6, Proverbs 23, Like, see, a harlot is a deep pit and a seductress is a narrow well. She also lies in wait for a victim and increases the unfaithful among men. That's in Proverbs 23. Like, this is talking to the men again. Like, why do you want to enter a trap that has been intentionally set for you? Like, please, like, I'm begging you guys, like, it's not worth it. Like, just stay faithful and let peace reign. Like, I've been seeing so many things online of women saying, of fellow men saying that they can barely keep up with one woman, and how do their fellow men keep up with five, have a wife, have a main girlfriend, and now have multiple side chicks? Like, some even still have sugar mummies, and you're a married man. Like, how do you keep up with women? Like, is it not so expensive? Except a sugar boy, you're going to be spending money. Money, 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 money. Like I said, all women do these days is bill men. So, like, do you like to be billed? So you want to be sponsoring like 5 different women at the same time, or buying food for 5 different women every day of the week? And now, of course, if you're eating out, it's not going to be cheap. And of course, I was asking a friend the other day, I was like, why do you think women are always billing? And he said that, why am I surprised that they start from, like, now if you're Nigerian, you understand my currency. Like, they'll start from, like, 2K, they need urgent 2K. Then, 3-5, and 4-5. Like, the minute you start giving them, they start increasing their money. Increasing the price. So it's like maybe $20 today, tomorrow $40, in 2 days time $100, and it keeps going up and up until you're like, bro, what's happening? And then when you accost them or call them out, they go, oh, just say you're broke if that's the problem. Like, I don't even understand these girls that always end up calling these men broke. Like, why are you calling him broke? You asked him for money that you did not have. Oh, he gave you the money. You asked him a second time. He's now telling you that, is this your job to be begging? You're now angry and saying that if he's broke, he should say it. So, who is the broke person? Anyway, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. So please stop cheating, so that your friends can enjoy their life and not feel guilty and not be in such turmoil whether they should tell you or tell your partner that they caught you cheating. Like, save everybody distress, and we'll have a better community. And women, please, you don't want your children growing up and they're now finding out that the person they've known as daddy and the person they've come to love as their father has left them, and it's your fault because you decided to lie to the man that he fathered those children biologically. Because, like, the paternity rate is so high. Like, the country with the highest paternity fraud is so high is Jamaica, with 34.6%, and Nigeria 30%. And then between 2004 and 2008, data showed that about 19% of mothers had misidentified the biological father of their children. Like, you guys, that brings us to the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and do not forget to respond to the poll I'm going to put, especially if you're on Spotify. Respond to the poll and be an active listener. I love you. Don't forget to follow on all my social media platforms. If you can check the description box, you will find it all there. And don't forget to share with your friends, and shout out to my friends in Australia for joining us this week. I love you guys so much. And yeah, Jesus loves you more than I do, for sure. So don't forget to also talk to him right after you listen to this. I'll catch you soon. Bye.